Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Thursday, May 22nd, 2025. Free market report. I know it's a little late. I just finished this paper. I've been working on this since about 4:30 in the morning, and I just got it out to you. It's in your inbox right now if you subscribe to my newsletter. I hope you do. It's for you guys, not for me. Anyway, it's there now. I'm going to cover this with you because there's so much talk about a reset, a reset, a reset, a reset, a reset, especially lately. And I am not saying that these people are not right. Some of these people are my friends and I respect them to a very, very high degree. But this isn't a reset. This is a global detonation. What is happening right now? It's already started. We don't have to think about the future anymore because the future is now. And I'm going to prove this to you. And if you don't believe me, with 5 minutes of research on what I'm speaking of here, you'll see that what I'm saying is correct. So look, now is not the time to be fearful, to be afraid, to be in denial. Now is the time for action. I don't know another way to say it anymore. I mean, this channel that we have built, we've been here a long time. This is for lions, for people of action, not someone who's going to sit there paralyzed in some corner sucking their freaking thumb off. All right, it's time to step up. It's time to realize what's happening to us all. Take the chains off. The blue chain, the red chain, whatever chain that you are willingly wearing around your neck. Let's stop. Okay, none of this is a partisan issue. So guys, look, man, let's just start off with the basics and then I'm going to cover this with you. This may be right now, especially right now, it's a super important piece of work. I put a lot into this, spell checking it and going over it 50,000 freaking times, and I'm sure it's still not perfect. But this is there for you. Read through this, and I'm going to cover it with you now because I'm going to add a few things that I didn't get out in my thoughts as I was going through this. But this is for you. Please get it out there. Please share it. Share the video. As I said, we're not resetting. We're detonating. And we do need to talk about this. So global bond yields right now, or Greg, maybe he's making this one up. I want you to just do minutes of research. Global bond yields are rising. Global, again, on the back of what is being downplayed by a U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. The guy is on a mission right now, downplaying the truth, okay, behind this U.S. debt downgrade. Listen, we just lost our AAA rating here. That means debt is not safe. It means the dollar is not safe. Nothing is safe. The world is starting to wake up, and this is a lagging effect. It's a lag effect. In other words, we already know the truth here. It's coming apart. But now we got this downgrade to prove it. Now, when you hear a politician tell you and downplay something like this, you know the polar opposite is true. I don't know how many of you actually trust this guy. I know he has a fan club because whenever I speak bad about Scott Bessent, or just, I don't even speak bad about him. What I'm doing here is shining a little truth on it. People hate the truth. You shine a little truth on something, they don't know what to do with themselves. Anyway, we're gonna cover that in detail. So global bond yields are rising. This is what's happening right now to the U.S. 10-year yield. It is down slightly this morning. We're almost at 4.6. We're going to be way higher than this very soon. The U.S. dollar nudging higher this morning, but again, it could not hold 100, as you and I said it wouldn't do. Oh, Greg, you're wrong. Dollar's going much higher. Well, really? How can that possibly happen when the U.S. debt just got downgraded again? We just lost our pristine AAA rating for the first time in history. While nations are dumping the dollar around the world, while the dollar is being dismantled deliberately, piece by piece. A tax bill, I'm not even going to talk about it because I know it's going to set some people off here, President Trump's tax bill. We can't pay for this. Where does all the cash come from? Directly from the Fed. We just got our debt downgraded, and there's nothing in place right now to stop the debt from inflating at its fastest pace we've ever seen. We're being destroyed from within. We got a puppet. Again, this is not TDS, people, okay? A puppet working with the Fed to inflate the debt. And that's exactly what's going on here. And I'm telling you, they got golden parachutes. We do not have golden parachutes here. You understand? So they're sucking us dry of everything we can possibly have, mostly our spirit. They want us on our knees. Okay, they're trying very hard to do this here, create dependency on the current system. You all know this. We're talking about for 1,000 years. But soon, all of them, they're going to be eating grass like an ox, just like King, whatever his freaking name was, of Babylon. You know what I'm talking about here? Yeah, cast out into the field and ate grass like an ox. Nebuchadnezzar. I can't ever get this name right. Something like that. Nebuchadnezzar. Anyway, guys, look. So futures right now are flat. Nothing going on, but I don't think the selling is over. Especially if we see bond yields continue to rise, unless the Fed jumps in here full bore, which they want to do anyway, of course, and starts buying it all across the board, more so than they're already buying. We already got stealth QE going on. I proved it to you. I did a video about it. I showed you proof with links, everything in my newsletter. Well, there you go. Commodities are under some pressure today. Okay, it is what it is. This is the place to be. You all know that. Bitcoin actually just broke 111,000. I told you it was going to 110,000, I don't know, a couple of days ago. You think we nailed that one to the wall? Yeah, I think so. Now that we've broken above 110, let's see where this goes. Again, this is also a mechanism that we're seeing here where the dollar is dying. It's being systematically erased here. So you're going to see moves like this into other currencies, other so-called safe haven assets. Well, commodities are going to end up, and of course we're going higher here. And I mean, no one, it's just beyond belief. Again, debt market meltdown, which I'm going to cover. Cash just moves into other assets. And I still stick to my guns on this, and I will never waver that silver is the most undervalued asset on the earth, other than oxygen and air and food and each other and love and our alignment with God the Father. Okay, I'm just talking about a basic commodity here. You understand? So guys, look, this is what I'm talking about. I want to discuss this with you. I want you guys to bear with me on this. Clear your head as I'm going through this. I might even pause here and there because this is so important. I don't want you to just let this go in one ear and out the other. So Lions, this is not a reset. It's a global detonation. And I ask you to please share this. Please share this video as well. So Lions, bond yields are rising globally. Now I wrote here, look this up for yourselves if you do not believe me. It'll take you less than 5 minutes. Now this is not just market fluctuation here, although Scott Bessent might say it is. It's the sound of Babylon's foundation cracking. The debt market, the credit markets of the world are the key to everything. The stock market itself is even a derivative as to what is happening in the debt market. Have you ever heard that one before? Yeah, if you've been with me, you've heard that. So anyway, I wrote click this because I put a link for those of you that will not believe me, because I always get the doubters. Now click. If you have this paper, you can click on the link where it says U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is now repeatedly downplaying what the effect of the global of the U.S. debt market means. Now, right there, when you have a U.S. Treasury Secretary whose job it is, he has one job, to peddle debt to the world, when he is now presented with something so profound, he must downplay it. Okay, that means that the polar opposite is true. So what I wrote here is, and that right there should tell you that the problem is actually massive. The ripple effect of this is just beginning, and we're starting to see it now. And here's what's already happening. And I go on to say, question, do you trust U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent? I'd be willing to bet that 90% of you don't trust this guy. But be careful. He's got a fan club, and they're going to, if you put this man down, mark my words, you're going to get attacked. Let's move on. What Bessent won't tell you, what no one's going to tell you. No sitting president, no central banker, nobody. Borrowing costs are already rising across the board. That's the real issue here. Now, the U.S. must now pay more to borrow for treasuries, infrastructure, entitlements, military, all of it. Pretty much, this is obvious. I think, at least. Most people should know this. This is why this is such a big deal, or part of it. Every notch lower in credit quality equals higher yields demanded by buyers. And this forces, listen to this, okay? This forces, in quote, the Fed to buy more debt themselves. And of course, this debt downgrade, and I told you this already, has just put the Fed in exactly the spot it wants to be in. Now the Fed, where am I here? Where am I? Oh, where am I here? Anyway, here. Now the Fed has been given the absolute green light to inflate. Ripple effect continues. Let's talk about this ripple effect continuing here. Contagion to states and cities. Now, what most people maybe not know, maybe don't know, but again, please research everything I said here. See if I'm right. Maybe I'm lying to you. Maybe I'm trying to mislead you. Like some people say, oh, I have a lot of detractors. Greg is lying to you. Greg is misleading you. Again, these are not real. They're not even human, some of these things. And I mean this in the literal sense. These are bots that, or paid shills. There's a lot of paid shills here that are out here. See, this can't be a free platform. You know that. I wanted to create a free platform. We couldn't do that because people are so hurting right now. They cannot afford 10 cents a day, which would have came to $3 a month for us to create a freedom platform. They can't afford it. So, okay, we stay here. But I'm telling you right now that it was probably a mistake. But I have to, my heart goes out to people that can't, who say that at least that they can't afford 10 cents a day. Because I know that people are suffering right now. People can't even afford food. Food inflation right now continues to skyrocket. So people can't even afford food. So they can't afford 10 cents a day. I get it. But I don't know, maybe one day we'll create a freedom platform of one type or the other. Anyway, so contagion to states and cities. Look this up. Municipal bonds are often priced in relation to Treasury ratings. This is kind of a no-brainer. Anyone who studies economics and finance knows this is true, but most people don't. This U.S. debt downgrade, cities and states will follow. And borrowing at every level tightens. That means pension funds, infrastructure delays, and of course, eventual defaults. Foreign holders will reevaluate. Does it make sense to you so far? Have I said anything that doesn't ring true to you so far? China, Japan, BRICS nations, etc. They are watching. A downgrade weakens the perception of dollar safety. The dollar has been losing its status as a safe haven for quite a while now. It's accelerating. Now, and the world is already de-dollarizing and dumping U.S. debt. This is easily researchable. This could and will accelerate into a full bond exodus at one point. And if that happens, yields spike explosively. And we've been talking about this for years. Are we on the same page here? Have I still said something? Have I said anything here that people know the truth when they hear it? Greg Hunter, thank you for that little tidbit of information. Have I said one thing so far that isn't hitting you the right way? Let us move forward. Reserve currency status erosion. A downgrade in U.S. credibility equals a downgrade in trust. Does that sound right to you? It means gold, yuan, and digital assets rise in significance. Look at Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin. Global markets begin to price in collapse risk. If U.S. debt can be downgraded, so can the entire Western financial order. People, come on, man. Investors will rotate out of risk-on assets or stocks, and out of debt, out of fiat, into real assets, into commodities, metals. Yeah. Does that sound familiar? Maybe a little bit. I've only been telling you for 1,000 years. Lions, downgrades lag reality. Okay, but Besant won't tell you that. This is the system admitting truth only after the fall has already begun. But you see, Scott Besant is a liar of the highest possible order. And I know I'm going to get attacked for saying that. Do your own little research. Honestly, 5 minutes. Just see what this guy's all about. Oh, and I'm not talking about the fact, and I am not at all putting him down because he's gay, because he's married to a man and has adopted children. Take that out of the equation. This guy here is as corrupt as it comes from the core. I'm not even going to say another word here because I want you guys and girls to do your own little research. So let's break this down a little further here. Rising bond yields equal falling bond prices. We all know that. Okay. When yields rise, it means bonds are being sold off. Are we on the same page? The higher the yield, the less confidence investors have in holding long-term debt. Sound about right to you? This debt is being dumped, not in theory, people, but in real time right now. Don't take my word for it because Greg might be lying to you. This can and will accelerate. Bond markets are massive, way larger than the stock market, people. When the dump in the dollar currency, it's all part of the debt market. When this dump begins, and it's already started, it quickly becomes a stampede. That will happen unless the Fed gets in here and starts buying. And what does that do? Devalues the currency, robs it of purchasing power, and that means you lose. You understand? We need to return purchasing power to the currency. We could turn this all around. President Trump could turn this all around right now. Gold Reserve Act of 1934. Sound familiar to you? Of course it does. Raising rates dramatically, we could rebuild this thing literally almost overnight. But that's not what's happening. We're being dismantled piece by piece. But Greg has TDS, so be very careful what you listen about what he says. All right. This canyon will accelerate. Bond markets are massive, way larger than stocks. When the dump begins, it quickly becomes a stampede. Liquidity vanishes, prices crash, yields spike, and once confidence cracks in sovereign debt, and it's already cracking, well, it infects everything. Now, credit markets will freeze. Does this sound familiar to you? So far, again, let's stop. Have I said anything here that is not truth? Because my goal here is to be as truthful as I possibly can be. You understand? Let me know. Credit markets will freeze. Creditless debt is the lifeblood of Babylon's economy. Nebuchadnezzar, a king, worshipped as a god, in the field eating grass like an ox. That should tell you something. There are many Nebuchadnezzars on this planet. Elon Musk, the Donald Trumps, the Scott Bessents. They're all the same. We've seen this before, and they're all going to eat grass like an ox. Let me tell you something. In the end, that's exactly where they're going. Anyway, lifeblood of Babylon's economy. When the debt market sees, no one lends. Pretty obvious, because no one trusts repayment. On target, the entire system locks up, all transactions stop. Global stock market free fall. If bond yields continue to surge and spike as they are right now, the potential for credit vanishing or a credit event, like I've been telling you, I believe is going to happen, just skyrockets. Then equities implode. Stock markets implode. Sound familiar again? Does that sound familiar to you? Maybe just a little bit? I don't know. Great Depression on steroids. Supply chains freeze. It's already happening here. Banks restrict withdrawals, bank runs, layoffs explode. Walmart just said they're going to be laying off tens of thousands of people, along with a lot of other major corporations. In 1929, there was still gold. In 2025, there was only debt backed by more debt. This is not a reset. And I don't mean to be on the wrong side of all my friends out here who are calling for a reset. This isn't a reset. This is a global detonation. Well, look, guys and girls, you can take what I say, not listen to it, not care what I say at all. Well, you can listen to these words and say, there's weight behind this. There is truth behind this stuff, okay? And I'm going to urge you guys again to please share the video, get it out there, comment here. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate from this because people hate the truth. They can't stand it. That's okay. Let them hate all they want. All it tells me is I am directly over the target. And you know we are. This thing that we've built, people, I am shocked that we're still allowed to be out here. At one point, they may shut us down. If they do, I got a backup. It's right on my Substack. So I'm going to give you another reason to subscribe to my newsletter. I don't get a thing out of it. Okay, so please do this. Link in the description of this video. Let me know where you stand on this. You stand with this Pride of Lions, or are you with the Scott Bessents of the world, the Nebuchadnezzars of the world? Am I getting that name right? I never can get it right. Yeah, well, we know what happened to Nebuchadnezzar, huh? He was grass like an ox. Love you. If you got something out of this video, people, please share it. Get it out there. All this work. I'm counting on you guys and girls to do it. We're making a difference in this world, and you're part of it. You're part of it. You are an integral part of this, way more than me. All I do, I sit here and I talk. Yeah, I may be the daddy lion. I may look like a lion a little bit under this Rasta cap I have on because my hair is out of control, but that's okay. I like my hair out of control. I really do. Every morning I get and look at myself in the mirror and my hair's like insane. I don't know. Makes me happy for some reason. It really does. Kind of a thing, I guess. You got to joke around a little bit once in a while, people. You really do, but this is very serious business. So, as I said, if you got some out of this video, please share it. Did I earn your thumbs up today? Did I earn it? Did I earn it? Do you see this as I see it or no? Let me know. I promise to read through the comments, and I will see you later, 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern. I hopefully for the live stream if they allow me to do it. See ya.